Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me again. So, as you'll have gathered, we are going to look into getting a cold. Not getting a cold. I am getting a cold. Anyway, the mystery or the myth of the drug Ozempic, aka Juniper. Yeah. It's something that has been advertised on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, every platform you can think of, and it's been given the name of the ultimate weight loss cure for anybody who is overweight, obese or diabetic. Now, obviously, it's been more viewed from celebrities' point of view because they can afford it. They go from being remotely busty to thin or like they were when they were younger. However, I have actually done a bit of research into this because I was going to try it myself, but me being skeptical about all kinds of drug pills and medicines that make you thinner and whatever, I have learned quite a few facts about Ozempic that are not really that encouraging and positive. I mean, obviously with any drug that's going to promise weight loss, you can expect some side effects, but this one is a bit more extravagant. Not a situation I want to be in. So yeah, we're going to get into that. So Ozempic, aka semaglutide, is a diabetic medicine. It's used to help you control your diet and it's supposed to be used with exercise to treat diabetes. Diabetes that is not really controlled in adults. It can be used on its own with patients who cannot take the drug metformin, which is another diabetes medicine. It can also be used as an add-on for other medicines. It is currently in the injection form, which again, I hate injections, I hate needles, I hate the flu jabs, so that was already a red flag for me. And it's put in pre-filled pens. It can only be given through prescription of the doctor, obviously. It gets injected under the skin of your belly, the thigh or upper arm, which most medications do. I remember when I had this, I can't remember when it was, but when I had my last child and I had to help my blood clot or not clot, I think it was clot, something like that. For my third child, everything went chaotic and I had to have these jabs, and it was either alternated, it was hip or arm or belly, hip, arm or belly, so yeah. Now the dosage is currently 0.25 milligrams once a week. After 4 weeks you should increase your dose 0.5 milligrams. If needed, which I'm not sure why, because you'd have to get permission of the doctor and looked at first, not just on your own accord. The dose can be further increased up to a maximum of 1 milligram, but still per week. So the active substance that is in the semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. This basically acts in the same way as your GLP-1, which is the hormone that's produced by the gut. This increases the amount of insulin that the pancreas makes in response to food. This helps with the control of the blue glucose levels. Now, studies do show that Ozempic is effective at lowering blue glucose levels. It reduces the health complications in patients with type 2 diabetes. Obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be suggested. However, studies in over 4,000 patients showed that Ozempic lowered levels of the HbA1 measure of blood glucose between 1.2 and 1.8 percentage points over 13 months. Ozempic in these studies compared favorably with other treatments, which is like sitagliptin, exenatide and insulin glargine, which led to reductions, and placebo. In addition, the results indicate that treatment with Ozempic was associated with a beneficial fall in body weight. However, I don't know how many of you will get a prescription that's not technically paracetamol, it's like an antibiotics. You will get the prescription, you will take advice from a doctor once or twice a day, whatever. I don't know how many of you, unlike me I do, because I have children so I want to know side effects of what I'm going to be like, will take out the leaflet that all medicines get and they tell you what the side effects are, 1 in 10, 1 in 20, 1 in 100, the side effects to see if you need to call your doctor. who actually reads that, because I do. So the most common side effects of this Ozempic, which is why I'm asking you if you do, include digestive system issues, such as diarrhea, vomiting and nausea, which is quite common anyway in most medicines. However, they are mild and sometimes severe depending on the duration. Ozempic is also known to cause retina damage, which is the light sensitive part of the eye, GERD, pancreatic bowel obstruction, indigestion, headaches, constipation, abnormal distension, dizziness and hypoglycemia. Now, before I even planned to set a date to video this, I had already done this research on the drug, because I was interested myself, and like I said, I was thinking about using it myself. I go to the gym, but you know, you want to get things moving quicker. And then when I did this research, the following few days, it was on my local TV news about people complaining about Ozempic and how they become so ill, their organs were just going crazy to the point where they were in hospital. And I was like, oh, so my facts are actually backed up by this lot then. So it is true. They only show the positiveness that they lose weight massively quickly. But it's like, what about the side effects that you're not mentioning? So even though the diabetes and the overweight symptoms or risks were being lowered, there is still risk of heart problems with this medication. Now, a bit of background about the drugs. The drug was approached by the FDA, after clinical trials were started in 2016, and they'd ended it the next year, late in 2017. And these clinical trials covered over 4,087 patients. This was mainly for patients who were trying to overcome diabetes type 2 and those that were also at risk of being overweight, heart attack or stroke. Obviously, with any other worldwide known thing that was being sold, just like when we had COVID, we had masks and tests being sold online, counterfeit drugs were being sold online. This obviously led to people being hospitalised, which the pens containing insulin, and the patients would be suffering from hypoglycemia and seizures. By 2023, the FDA issued a warning about these counterfeits and how to identify them. Now, I will give Ozempic the benefit of the doubt. It has been used to treat eating disorders. It has been used to treat binge eating because it minimises the food thought system in your head, which means the body won't eat as much. It minimises the hormone that signals food for the brain, which can reduce your appetite for cravings. This slows indigestion as well. So with Ozempic slowing down your digestion, this makes you feel fuller for longer, obviously reducing your want to eat more. It is said that you can reduce at least 5% of your body weight within 3 months. However, obviously like any other drug, using Ozempic too frequently and too much can cause you an overdose. This also includes harmful side effects, such as thyroid tumours or cancer. What's even more interesting now is that Ozempic is becoming increasingly aware of this. They even have a video online on YouTube which states what cases they are dealing with regarding issues that people have developed using Ozempic properly and are still experiencing very bad side effects. And they're like saying, right, we deal with this, we deal with that, so which category are you in? Because then we're going to give you compensation for that.
Our lawyers are investigating Ozempic lawsuits for patients with vision loss, gastroparesis, or gastrointestinal conditions, including bowel obstruction or cyclic vomiting syndrome. This video discusses the litigation's current status, whether a path to settlement exists, and the potential Ozempic settlement amounts. Ozempic is a prescription drug for treating type 2 diabetes. However, as we all know, Ozempic has also become widely used as a weight management drug. Recent scientific studies have shown that taking Ozempic, particularly at higher doses, can lead to serious health conditions, including gastroparesis or stomach paralysis. As a result, individuals who suffered injuries after taking Ozempic may be eligible for financial compensation by filing a product liability lawsuit. There are now lawsuits involving Ozempic, Rybelsus, Wegovy, Trulicity, and Mounjaro, which have been consolidated into an MDL class action. This litigation is gaining momentum, and there are now over 300 lawsuits in the MDL. consolidation of these cases in an MDL allows for streamlined proceedings. This efficiency can increase pressure on the defendants to resolve many cases simultaneously, potentially leading to a quicker settlement. Another key advantage of an MDL is the higher negotiation leverage it provides to plaintiffs. We refer to the Ozempic MDL as a class action because it's a term people are familiar with. But an MDL is actually different than a class action. In a class action, a single lawsuit represents all plaintiffs with similar claims, and any settlement applies to all the class members. By contrast, an MDL consolidates individual lawsuits from pretrial proceedings, but maintains the individuality of each case. This means the outcomes in an MDL can differ for each plaintiff, based on the specifics of their case. Right now, we're in the early phases of pretrial discovery. Last week, the judge in the MDL granted the defendant's request for early discovery and motion practice on two pivotal issues: the reliability of gastroparesis diagnostic testing and the adequacy of the warning labels. Our Ozempic lawyers are actively pursuing claims for the following injuries: gastroparesis or stomach paralysis, hospitalization for GI issues lasting over 1 day, esophageal injury requiring surgery, bowel obstruction, sudden vision loss, deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary aspiration, and gallbladder injury requiring surgery. While nothing is certain at this stage, Ozempic lawyers are optimistic that the ongoing MDL could lead to settlements for victims. Estimating potential settlement values for cases is challenging due to their recent nature and the evolving scientific evidence. However, based on some assumptions, our attorneys believe that a successful Ozempic lawsuit could have a settlement value ranging from $400,000 to $700,000 for the most severe cases, such as those involving permanent complications from gastroparesis, vision loss, or death. It's important to note that cases involving less severe injuries that resolve quickly are unlikely to reach these high settlement amounts. If you believe you have a claim related to Ozempic, call our lawyers today at 800-553.
So they're already aware that Ozempic is causing a lot of stress. It is also linked to bone marrow mineral density, especially in the spine and forearm. Now, last time I checked, I'm sure it's probably more now, but so far there is over 1,090 cases waiting to be seen by the Ozempic lawyers for compensation for the bad use of the Ozempic drug. That's already with the drug on its own. If you're on like mental health situations, because obviously if you're overweight, you're having mental health issues, which we all know they come in the same pattern. People will be having antidepressants maybe. So how does that drug combine with antidepressant kind of drugs? You know, sometimes you have to take two drugs at a time. Do they clash each other out? Do they work together? September 2024, which was obviously this year. In September 24, which was this year, a new study found by the World Health Organization, semaglutide or liraglutide and suicidality are linked from the use of this drug. An increase in reports of suicidal thoughts have been found. When the drug is used alongside antidepressants and other antidepressant drugs, Ozempic is like somehow, maybe through the hormones or whatever it works with, is increasing suicidal thoughts in patients that take Ozempic. So therefore they're now saying that there needs to be more research regarding what the drug can be used alongside with, what other drugs are going to help it, going to anti-clash it, things like that. How can they make it more safely or more safe to use? Even now they're still saying that there's no actual lawsuit that they can pursue regarding suicidal thoughts in relation to using the Ozempic with antidepressants. They're just saying, well, if you had suicidal thoughts whilst you're using the drug, it's not our problem. They've also said that having this drug can increase your chances of having COVID-19. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna invert the YouTube video that shows you this lawyer situation, the case or company that's going to handle the lawsuits of Ozempic. But yeah, I know that, you know, even personally myself, I know it's hard to lose weight and it takes a long time and you just want an overnight trick to do it all, but at the end of the day, you need to outweigh the benefits. Is it worth it? Is it riskful? Do the risks outweigh the benefits? It's like, is it worth it? For me, I don't know. Even think even the website Juniper has some sort of Ozempic drug within them. They're like maybe a networking together sister company, I'm not sure, and they use it as well. They promote it all the time on YouTube, but obviously it's a case of being given the risks. You know, every time you get a drug they'll say these are the side effects, possibility of this, possibility of that. Is it worth, you know, being that size 10 or 8 but having all your organs going crazy inside and being sick all the time, dizzy and possibly suicidal? I don't know. You make that choice. But yeah, Ozempic it's a new drug that is supposed to be helping diabetes type 2, not necessarily a drug loss weight thing, but because it's made obviously evidence to say that you can lose weight, people are like, yes, instead of thinking about diabetes, I'm going to use this to lose weight. I don't know. Personally, it can be hard, I know, to go to the gym every day, have that motivation, but I would rather do that instead of panicking or having pain and knowing that my organs are just having a fiesta inside my body that is not really good. Yeah, you pick. So, with that being said, I hope that if you are considering Ozempic, you will get all the information that you need and do the research to decide if it's worth it or not for you. If it is, good for you. If not, no hate, no judgment at all. We're not here to judge, we're here to encourage, motivate and be positive. So yeah, with that being said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was a bit of information for you that you probably didn't even know about. But either way, go you. So my next video will be on some cases from the UK, because obviously where I'm from. So until next time, take care of yourself. So good night and God bless. Bye.